All right, here goes the bend. Let me get this out of the way. Here we go. We're coming up. Go a little bit past center because you can always bend it back. Those are the, we'll call them fingers or ears. And I want to tell you a little bit about this Harbor Freight bender. They give you a single bar. It would have been nice if they gave you two smaller bars. Balancing a long bar with clamps, it tends to pivot back and forth on you. But I'm up to about 35 bends or boxes, not multiple bends, since I bought this Harbor Freight unit. Now, I notice on YouTube, people have drilled holes on this end. They drill a big hole down on this end, and then on the opposite end, and they put a bar there, and they think that's going to work. It won't work. This bar itself, if you do any bending in the center, it flexes. When you hold that bar in your hand, you'd say there's no way it can flex. Now I want to tell you, this is number 20 aluminum. It's aluminum. It's not an alloy. It's not tempered. I bought some pieces on eBay, and they're either not really aluminum, and I looked them up, and there's some type of alloy. And the guy thought he was doing me a favor, but he wasn't. In other words, they're scrap. And people that sell stuff on eBay, I think it's mostly dumpster stuff. They go around the whole place, and they get scraps, and then they clean it up and pack it up and sell it. But I bought this larger piece that was 1 foot by 2 foot, number 20 aluminum. The guy didn't say anything about them being an alloy or anything special. And it was a very simple transaction. I bought it, and it turned out to be exactly what I wanted. The other ones, they're telling you these numbers and stuff, and you look it up, and you can't find it. But this box is very small. And it's basically a shield. The capacitor that goes in this shield has 3 bolts that come out through the front, and they get mounted to the main chassis. So all this box is made for is to keep the heat in on all the components equal while I have that PTC, if it is a PTC. This is basically a big experiment. I need a box to put the thing in, and I get very particular. I don't want to just quickly put it in a plastic box. I want it to be in a metal box. I want to have the wires just coming on the outside of it. I put a lot of thought into what I want to actually do before I say it's a success or a failure. I'm not going to shoot from the hip on anything. But if you go look at the YouTube videos of this bending brake, and let's see what it calls. It's called a 18-inch bending brake. And I think this would be a much better brake if it was only 16 inches. They're pushing the design. Even this jaw flexes on 20 gauge. If you really look at it, and it's to get really good tight bends, you got to stay with aluminum. And they on the box it tells you it'll do steel. I got a feeling it'll do steel if it's only maybe a ½ inch wide, and it's some strips, maybe muffler hangers for a car. It might bend that stuff. But as far as making a box, there's a lot. When you bend, you have to bend all these 3 fingers or ears at once. You have to bend the box in a certain sequence, or you can't bend it. You'll end up with a box that's been the blank's been made. You bent in the wrong sequence, and now you can't finish it. So I've learned about sequence, and I sit there and I think about it. And now that I've done enough of them, I know you have to bend these fingers or ears first, and then you have to use a small block of steel, which is going to be in the next video, to get it to bend, bring the sides up, or the front and the back up, not sides, front and back up. Okay, that's it for this segment.